What is nationality? I would like to ask you this question. What is nationality? I want you to think about this, because this is very serious. Here we have actual people amongst our people who are looked upon as scholars and as historians. Some are doctors with degrees from universities, and some of our people with these doctor's degrees, with these scholarships of being a historian or a scholar or some type of revered teacher of history or of other things. They cannot tell you their nationality. They can't even tell you what nationality is. Here we have judges, lawyers, doctors, medical doctors, scholastic doctors, doctors in education, professors, who cannot tell you their nationality amongst our people. But for some odd reason, people of other cultures and nations are able to accurately tell you their nationality. Now, let's make sense of this. If you ask the common Negro what is their nationality, they may very well tell you African American. Some of them will go as far as to say black. If you ask someone that is of Caucasian descent what is their nationality, the first thing they're going to state, if they're a said citizen of the United States of America Incorporated, they're going to say, well, I'm Finnish American, I'm Irish American, I'm Polish American. You say African American. Now let's examine this. If you meet an African and you ask him his nationality, in your mind the man is African. In his mind he's not African. So you are the only one that is considering him to be African. Now here we have people that live on the said continent of Africa who do not consider themselves African, but you consider yourself African. I'm speaking about those of us who are Khemetologists, those of us who follow traditional African religions, so on and so forth. We are totally lost to our true nationality. If you were to meet a man that is from Nigeria and you were to ask him his nationality, he would say he was Nigerian. He wouldn't say he was Nigerian African. He would say he was Nigerian. If you go to China and ask them their nationality, they may say, well, I'm a descendant of the Manchurian dynasties, or I'm Manchurian, or I'm Mandarin, or something, or I'm Cantonese, or something of this matter. They wouldn't say, I'm Cantonese Chinese. But you ask a Negro, and the only thing he can tell you is he's black or African American, when there is no such thing as an African that exists on the planet Earth or in history, and we have scholars and historians that are identifying themselves by nationality as African, a non-existent entity, and those same people are teaching our people that that is what they are to identify themselves as. We have a serious dilemma in our identity. We have a serious identity crisis. So I would like to ask you, those of us who are students of Khemetology, what is your nationality? And what is nationality? But we hold on to concepts of things that we cannot even properly verify. Let me give you an example. Some of us believe that we know our nationality, and if you ask them their nationality, well, they'll tell you. But they cannot prove what it is that they say. They will tell you that there is proof, but they themselves cannot prove it. So what good is it to you to be able to claim something out your mouth that you cannot prove with evidence? Now, All the nationalities of the people of this planet Earth are listed in the Bible. In the book of Genesis, chapter 10, I believe it is, consists the table of nations. The table of nations lists all the roots of 18 nations on the planet Earth and how they all root back to 3 men, the 3 sons of Noah. These nationalities were kept in the commercial world, meaning that your true nationality, biologically, biochemically, by DNA encoding, has been legally and lawfully preserved in the commercial world via that which you call the Holy Bible. It is the only book that appears in all courts all over the planet Earth, despite what type of government you have, despite what type of religion you have. This same book appears in all courts all over the planet Earth because these courts all go back to England. England was under the rule of the Moorish Empire, under the rulership of the tribe of Judah, who went all over the earth teaching the whole entire earth the principles of civilization. So once you make a claim of nationality and use the Bible as your standard of your claim, there's no one in any government anywhere on the face of this earth that can challenge you and win in a court of law anywhere on this planet pertaining to the truth of your nationality. Now, for those who claim to be Kemetic, students of Khemetology, question is, what is your nationality? If you answer that your nationality is African, then we just stated earlier how can that be a nationality if someone that actually lives on the said continent of Africa does not identify themselves by nationality as African? If you say you're African American, it falls into the same category. And most obviously you can't say you're black because that's a color. If you can't answer the question, what is nationality, without having to go pick up a dictionary, but yet you are a said scholar or historian or a teacher, then we must look at that. We must ask ourselves, are we really qualified to stand before people that we do not know how to properly identify them historically and be teaching history to them? The big difference is you cannot tell me that if you went to China or Japan or Australia, that any of those people would not be able to in fact tell you their nationality and their history and would be qualified to do so. But you would say, your argument would be, well, they didn't go through what we went through. Have you read the history of what you did to the said Asian peoples? Do you know that history of the wars you had with them? Okay, again, when you make a claim of nationality according to scripture, you automatically are not able to be challenged once you know how to make that claim properly by using the correct verses out of the scriptures. That's number one. Being coupled with actual historical evidence. That's number two. Having scientific proof by your own DNA code, by your own blood type, by your own hair texture. All of these go into being able to lawfully and legally prove your nationality and identity. Because the Bible is in the court, it is the governing book of all nationalities on the earth, and this is how you make a lawful and legal claim that will be respected and recognized.